So US officials love to say that Iran is the world's #1 state sponsor of terror, and that is one of the most ridiculous claims they've ever made. But a lot of Americans just believe it because Iran is Muslim and 9/11, I guess. But ironically, after 9/11, Iran issued their condolences to the US and offered to help us fight Al-Qaeda in their region because they had been a longtime enemy of the Iranian state. And at first they did, helping the US to launch attacks against Al-Qaeda and the Taliban. But just a few months later, George Bush would give his infamous speech declaring that Iran was part of a so-called axis of evil, even though they had nothing to do with the 9/11 attacks. Then later on, after the US had destroyed the Iraqi government, they allowed ISIS to emerge as one of the most powerful political forces in that country. And do you know who started fighting them head-on in 2014? It was the Iranians, led by their general Qasem Soleimani. And at the same time, they were waging a war against Al-Qaeda in Syria, who had gotten a lot of their weapons from the United States. And despite that, the US unalived Soleimani in a drone strike in 2017 in the name of fighting terror. Literally the main guy who was fighting the terror groups in that region. And do you know who actually gave these extremist groups, including Osama bin Laden himself, billions of dollars in the 80s and 90s? It was the US and the CIA with their Operation Cyclone. And it was also the US who covertly supported the extremist groups in Syria that eventually overthrew the government and are now running the country. Although they're supposedly reformed according to the US media because they wear suits now. And of course, it was the US war in Iraq that led to the rise of ISIS. So this might sound crazy to a lot of Americans, but if anything, the US and Israel are the #1 state sponsors of terror, while Iran is the #1 state enemy of terror. Palestinian resistance groups who Iran backs in the Middle East are not the same as these groups like Osama bin Laden's Mujahideen, who have been backed by the US. Our government is the one promoting terror in the Middle East, and the media has completely inverted that reality.